Hello everyone and welcome to my next tutorial. It's been a while since I published my last video, so it's time to come up with something new. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use AnyMerge Docs add-on together with AnyMerge Mail add-on to first generate invoices. So that's gonna be the part, and Docs add-on will take care of that. And then I'm going to show you how you can configure the mail add-on so it will take the generated invoices and will add them to Gmail messages so you can send them easily. So stay tuned and let's get started. I prepared this mail merge folder. Here we have obviously a spreadsheet with data we would like to merge into invoices as well as into Gmail messages. I prepared invoice template, and here we have one folder. The AnyMerge Docs add-on is already configured to store those invoices in this folder, and this folder is shared. What I'm gonna be showing you is that we will configure the mail merge add-on. So when a recipient receives an email, there will be a link so they can download the PDF file as well. So the link will take them here into this folder. And also there will be also a QR code. So when someone scans that QR code, it will automatically download the PDF file into smartphone. So this could be a nice use case you might use in your workflows. And on top of that, at the end of the tutorial, I'm gonna make this folder public. So you can then take a look how the data spreadsheet looks like, what's inside the invoice template, and also you can check the generated invoices, and you will find the link below the video. Let's take a closer look what we have in the spreadsheet. So I put some colors here in the header, and so basically we have here 4 sections: purple, orange, blue, and green. And the purple data in the purple columns, there will be used only by the mail merge add-on. So we have here email addresses. All the data are like a dummy data for the purpose of this demo. So I'm just using simple formula which takes some value and appends row number. So I have a 50 unique mail addresses. I have 50 unique names and invoice attachment names. About the attachment names, I will get back to it later. And then we have the orange. Data in the orange columns will be populated by the AnyMerge Mail add-on. So for those of you who are using the Mail Merge add-on, so you know we need a column for draft IDs. So once a Gmail draft is created, add-on will put here the ID. Here we're gonna have a timestamp once the draft is created, and finally once we send that message, we want to have here timestamp as well. Blue columns will be populated by the docs add-on. So again, once invoice is created, we're gonna have here timestamp, and this is super important here because we need to have a column where the docs add-on will be inserting links to those generated documents. This is super important because then we configure the mail merge add-on, so it will take the documents from this column and will attach them as attachments. So this is the key thing here. So the output of the docs add-on is inserted into column, and then the mail merge add-on takes it as an input for attachments. Yeah, and finally here the green values, so those are like the invoice number. Yeah, again, just the current date plus row number and billing details, and here something like item we would like to have on the invoice. That's pretty much it for the spreadsheet. Obviously, in this tutorial, all the data are like typed in our dummy. What you could also do, you could plug in Google Forms, for example. Yeah, so the data can be submitted via forms, and then you can take it from there. So you can like generate invoice or generate document, and then you can send it. Okay, so let's start with the Docs add-on. Let me bring it up. I already configured everything, so the add-on is fully configured. It's configured for this sheet, so as you know, all AnyMerge add-ons automatically restore saved configuration. So now I don't have to do anything. I will just walk you through how it's configured. I will just show you the most important parts. So when I go to sheet configuration, so we will store the invoices in the invoices folder. Now let's have a look at the template. So here we have a bunch of merge fields. So invoice, billing details. Yeah, what we have basically the green columns. What we have in the spreadsheet. So those values from those columns will be merged into those merge fields. I already configure all the mapping, so this is going to be super simple merge. All values are text values. Here we have some extra dynamic values. So as you know, in the mail merge, in the docs merge, you can insert dynamic values at runtime. So here we're going to have a nice timestamp when that invoice was created. And what I would like to also demo that we can also insert QR codes into documents. And again, just for the purpose of the demonstration, the QR code is configured so it contains the same value as as we have in the invoice number column. So basically, this merge field is configured to take data from the invoice number column, QR code as well, but it's configured as a type QR code. So we're gonna have here a nice QR code. And one more important thing, if you are new to Docs Merge, always take advantage of tables. Yeah, you can then nicely put values next to each other or below. Yeah, you can, if you want to, you can just get rid of the border and just set it to 0 or change color to white. Yeah, it won't be visible, but the tables always will help you to hold the entire layout. You can merge cells and then you can position elements next to each other as you want. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the template. Super simple, super beautiful. And let's go back to the add-on. So I'm going to skip this mapping. So all the merge fields are like mapped as a text. Then we have some dynamic values plus one QR code. But we need to take a closer look in the output configuration. So the add-on is configured to insert links into this column. Yeah, so this is super important. So the docs add-on is configured this way. And let me just walk you through the setup. So document name, we're gonna be taking from the invoice number. So whatever is there, it will be the name of the file in Drive. Then we also will insert a timestamp into this column, and finally output format. So here, if you are not familiar with the Docs add-on, you can choose what the add-on is gonna do. You can click both options. In that case, for each row, the add-on will create a Google Doc file, as well as it will convert that file to PDF. I don't want that. I'm just going straight with PDF. So what the add-on is gonna do, it will create a Google Doc. It will do the merge, and then it will convert to PDF and it will delete that Google Doc. Yeah. So for each row, I will have just one PDF file sitting in Google Drive. And this is super important, this one. So I'm inserting URLs into the invoice link. Yeah. This is super important. So the add-on, we can then take it from there and configure the mail merge add-on to attach those files. Okay, so let's close this, and we are ready to do some sample test merge. So I'm going with the option selected rows only, and let's check the invoices. Invoices have been created, so let's take a look what we have there. So the add-on inserted timestamp here, and here we have the links. you can go here and open the output folder. So here we have invoice for rows 1, 3 and 5, and looks pretty good. So here the invoice number, dynamic values, billing details from the green columns, also the item quantity and price and the total price. And here we have the QR code, and the QR code is configured to take also the values from the invoice number column. So basically this value is encoded in the QR code when you scan it. So each document contains different QR code. Okay, so this looks pretty good. So as I said at the beginning of the video, this will be shared, so you can then check all those files here. So let's go back to the add-on, and we are now done with the docs add-on, and we will move on to configure the mail merge add-on. Oh, actually, I'm not going to configure the add-on. I will just explain you how it's configured. It's because I already configured the mail merge add-on, so let's bring it up. And again, the add-on is configured for this sheet, so it's going to restore entire configuration. So in this case, it's going to restore the draft ID or last used draft, mapping, as well as output configuration. So okay, here we go. And so first I'm going to show you the draft. Then here in the mail merge, you can apply labels. So I create a label invoice. So that label will be applied to each message. So you can easily filter out those messages. And then I show you also the mapping, because I configure it, as I said at the beginning, in that way, like we're gonna have some links and also QR codes in those messages. So we take a closer look, and also the output configuration. So let's open the draft, which does not work all the time. So simply, if it doesn't open exactly the draft, it simply sometimes works for me, sometimes it does not, and Google does not provide any documentation how to properly open drafts. So simply then go to drafts and find it. So what do we have here? So again, bunch of merge fields. So here we're gonna have the item name in the subject and invoice number, salutation. Then I went a little bit funky, so you can also change color, formatting, and so like everything. So here we're gonna have the billing details, and here's gonna be the link to download that invoice, and we're also gonna have here the QR code. So let's close the draft, and I'm going back to the add-on, and let's open the mapping editor. Item, invoice number, name, quantity, total, or simple text merge. So I'm not going to explain anything there, but let's have a look at the link option. So in this case, I'm taking the link from the invoice link column. Yeah, so this is the source column. So this is the column where the AnyMerge Docs add-on inserts link, and I'm taking those links from there, and I'm merging it as a link. So in that case, we're gonna have a link in a Gmail. And once you select this option link, then you have here options, what's gonna be the title. When you go with the option use link as title, in that case, I would have the full link to Google Drive there. I don't want that. You can go with options like get title from column. So basically in that case, I could go with like invoice number, for example. So you can have in each message would contain a unique or different name of that link. But in this case, I would like to go with the option set title. So how it's gonna work. There will be a link with title open, and when the user clicks it, it will take them to that invoice. I could go or change it to like a download invoice or something else. So in this case, all recipients will have the same link and the QR code. So here again, notice I'm again taking the values from the invoice link. Yeah, so link, source column, invoice link, QR code, invoice link. So the value in the invoice link column or values there will be encoded in this case as a QR codes. Yeah. So when you go with option QR code here, you can choose a size. And what I also did, I made a QR code clickable. So here you have options. You can further link the QR code. You can just no link. It's not clickable. But I'm saying OK, make it clickable. And again, I'm taking the data from the source link. So how that's gonna work? When a recipient receives the message, there will be a QR code, and either he can click that QR code and it will take them to values which are in this column, or if he scans that QR code, there will be values encoded or value encoded in this column. So in this situation, we are taking both are the same, which I think is at the end is going to be always the most common case. But you might point users to different URL, for example, or you don't have to make it clickable at all, or you can set, for example, a link. I could set here, I don't know, AnyMerge.com, and uh, in that case, it would be the same link for all users. Yeah, so this is the mapping setup. So let's close it, and now finally the output configuration. Yeah, for the mail merge, we have to always specify recipients. So this is the only mandatory setting here. But I configure the add-on also to store timestamp. So once the draft is created, it will insert into draft created column. Once we send message, it will insert into timestamp into the invoice sent column. And as I'm going to do, as I'm going to be doing the two-phase merge. Yeah? So first, I would like to just do a few rounds and see how everything looks like. For this, I always need to specify the draft ID column. So the add-on will insert draft IDs there. And finally, attachments. Here, I would start off with this help icon. If you are trying to configure your very first attachment, go here, click it. It will take you to help page, web page, where is more information how all these options work. And there is a nice video I made some time ago, which explains in great detail all these options here, because we have a few options here, especially how the names of the attachments will be set and so on. So go here and take a look. So what the Mail Merge add-on allows you, you can configure it to add multiple attachments. Yeah. In this case, we are just going with the one attachment. And when you are configuring the attachment, you need to choose a column where the add-on will be taking Google Drive files and will attach them. So the column must contain links to those files. And this is the whole trick here, yeah? Because we configure the Docs add-on to insert document URLs into the invoice link column. And now we are configuring the Mail add-on to take those values from the invoice link column and attach those files as attachment. That's the whole trick, yeah? Output of Docs add-on will be used as input for the Mail Merge add-on. So then here are then few options for the attachment name. The default one is the tag name. So whatever the name of the file is in Google Drive, that will be the name of the attachment. Last option is set name. When you go with this option, invoice.pdf, then whatever value here you provide, that's gonna be the attachment name for all recipients. But in this case, I would like to go with this option, as I would like to have like unique or different attachment name per recipient. In that case, you need to provide a column, and here I'm telling the add-on, okay, take the attachment names from the attachment name column. So here I have again formula which takes the invoice number, appends invoice, and PDF. So each recipient will receive invoice with a different name. And that's pretty much it. Let's do some mail merge now. Okay, I'm going to close the sheet configuration, and here I'm going with the option merge to drafts. So we're gonna be just creating drafts only, as I would like to test the entire merge configuration, and also option selected rows only. So let's process the same rows. So I can select this one, I'm holding Control, and I can choose rows I would like to process, and let's do the mail merge. Okay, drafts have been created, so the mail merge add-on inserted the drafts IDs. These IDs we're gonna then need for the draft to send mode, and let's check the drafts folder. So here I have 3 new drafts. I configured the mail add-on to apply the invoice label, and let's have a look at the first draft. So here we have the values from the first row: invoice number 1, name 1, billing details, and here we have the link. So, and the link, as we configure it in the mapping editor, points to the generated invoice, and we said there like we would like to have the name, the title of the link like open. So when I click it, it takes me directly to that invoice. Let me go back, and here we have the QR code. Again, when I scan the QR code, it will take me to that invoice, and also notice the QR code is clickable. So we have here also the link. So again, when I click it, it will take me again to that invoice, because I configure it in the Gmail mail merge mapping editor to be the QR code clickable. And finally, we have here the invoice. So the invoice name is taken from the attachment name column, and when I click on it, we have here the invoice attached. Okay, so this draft number 1, we have now done draft for row 3. So obviously here we have the data from row 3, attachment name 3, and for row 5 we have here data from row 5. So this is pretty much it. I hope I explain you how you can use both add-ons together and take the whole mail merge and document merge to the next level. If you have any questions, please leave the comments, or you can ask me questions in the Google groups. When you go into add-ons, there is a support link that will take you to Google group. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to run all 50 rows, merge all data for all 50 rows. So first create invoices, and then I will do the mail merge, and I will make the folder public, so then you can check the results. And I think that's all. I hope you learned something new, and I hope the AnyMerge add-ons will save your time, so you can focus really on something more important, and the add-on will do the work for you. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy merging.